Hello and welcome to another story time. Alright, so decided to do the full three-piece suit this time just for kicks and giggles. But today is almost a double feature. You're going to get two stories in one. That's right, 2 for 1. Yes, just remember to like and subscribe if you like these two stories. So the first one is, quite honestly, the worst dance ever. Like, what you think might have happened bad to you on a dance, this was worse. Possibly. If yours was worse, comment down below and let me know how it was worse. So, what ended up happening with this, I was a young guy, and my church was having a youth dance, meaning that all the young, single men and women were going to go there. This was all people under the age of 18, so 18 and under, I guess. So I was probably about 15, 16, and I hate dances. I hate dances. If you've ever been to a youth dance, whether it's school, something with your church, whatever, you always walk in and see the same awkward scene. People are standing around on the edges of the room, or they're all in little groups of people. Very few people are dancing. Almost no one is dancing together except for like a few people. And then you have like a small corner of the people who have been studying breakdance and whatnot. But it's very awkward because most people don't know how to dance. Me included. I had no idea how to dance. I could do that little shuffle where you keep moving your feet together and you slowly go in a little circle. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you will when you hit high school. So, I knew one kind of dance. Wait, I did have 2 other dance moves. Are you ready? And that whole staying alive disco dancing. And I would even, embarrassingly enough, include what one of my teachers once called the white man overbite. Where you bite the bottom lip because you think you've got your groove going. Very awkward. So, I knew one type of dance, and that was shuffling my feet around in a circle. I did not want to go to this thing. However, my leader was like, hey, you should go. I'm like, I don't want to go. And he said, but you really should go. I said, I don't want to go at all. But I had a problem saying no for too long, and he was a really nice guy, and I could tell he really wanted to try and help me out with this. And I was like, I don't want to go. Fine, whatever. Who else is going? And he goes, oh, no one, just you. And I went, well, what? And he goes, oh, yeah, all the other guys couldn't go. They have something else happening. I'm like, sure they do. They all lied to you, but I'll be honest. So, I get dressed, almost like this, just, white shirt, tie, dress pants, and I go to this dance. Now, him being a leader, the leaders didn't have to do anything. They just sat there and chaperoned. The fun part. I walk in, and just like I said, the same scene that every youth dance has. If you've ever gone to a high school dance, you know what I'm talking about. Like I said, all the people are like around the sides. There's a few just groups of people. Now this one, they did have some people dancing. Like the slow dances and such. There were a few, and I thought to myself, this was my wonderful plan, like so many other people do. I am the only one from my group here. I don't know anybody else here. And I'm not saying there weren't some cute girls. There probably were. I don't remember. I didn't care. But I thought, I'm the only person here. I don't know anyone else. And I was not the most outgoing person. So I didn't want to just walk around and introduce myself to people like, hey, how are you doing? No, it wasn't going to work that way. So my plan was I was going to go sit down on the side, like a whole bunch of other people, just sit in a chair, and I was going to wait for like half an hour, 45 minutes, maybe go grab some of the refreshments, and then leave, because that was me trying. Because remember, people, when you tell somebody that you're going to try, it doesn't mean you're actually going to do it. That sounds terrible, but I had said that I would go to this dance. I didn't say I was going to walk around and ask girls to dance. Not a chance. So, I went over, sat down in the chair, and plopped myself down, looked at the clock, figured out what time it was, thought, this is what time I'm going to go up and ask to leave, and I'm done. I am there for about a half an hour. Plan is working fine. I'm leaning forward, sitting backwards, looking over, seeing if I want to go get a refreshment, looking at the clock, trying to see how long it's been, looking at some of the people awkwardly dancing around, and looking at more of the people just talking to each other. Apparently, I had the look of, oh, I want to dance, but no one is asking me look, which was not the case. And yes, which means somebody misread it. Now at the time, I think I was, because now I'm 5'8", I think I was 5'6", maybe 5'7". I might have been my full height, who knows. But just as I'm slumped forward, I look down, and I see a pair of shoes stop in front of me. And I thought, who in the world? So I slowly look up, and then I have to keep looking up a little bit. Yeah. She's about 6 feet tall. Now, for the tall women out there, or the tall girls out there, not a problem. Whatever. But, as a teenager, back then it was a little bit more awkward for me. So I looked up, tall, skinny girl, and goes, hi. Hi. She goes, do you want to dance? She wasn't bad looking, she wasn't cute, she seemed like a nice girl. So I said, sure, why not? So I got up, we went to the middle of the dance floor, and we started our slow back and forth shuffle as we're going in a circle. Really boring. About 20 seconds of just silence. Because I was probably being the awkward one. She was really nice at first, and I was probably being the awkward one not talking because I didn't want to be there. This was not part of the plan. I did not want to dance. Now, retrospectively, I should have at least tried talking, being nice. Could have gone a lot better. Yes, I was the jerk in this case. But about 20 seconds of silence, and she decides to start talking. So, where you're from, which church are you with, or your friends here. I answered all the questions like, yes, no, they're not here, I'm from here, or whatever. And yes, I probably deserved this, but this is why this was the worst dance ever. Because she looked at me and point blank said, well, I wasn't going to ask you to dance, but you just looked so pathetic over there, I thought I should. Okay, now, it started off as me being kind of a little aloof and socially awkward by not saying anything. You don't ever tell someone that you picked them because they look pathetic. Really? Really? That's not cool at all. My first thought was, oh, that just died. Just then, the dance ended because she picked me up and almost lost to the song. I said, oh, thanks for the dance. And I booked it. I was gone. Now, granted, I could have been nicer about that part, but I was just told that I was pathetic. So, took off, found the leader right outside the door. He had not been paying any attention. He'd just been talking to other people. That's fine. But he looked and said, oh, hey, how did it go? Did you dance? I said, yeah, I danced. Let's go. We get back in the car. He's driving me home, and he goes, well, so what happened? I said, I got one dance. And he goes, oh, was she nice? I said, she seemed like it. And he goes, oh, did you get her name? I said, no, because she called me pathetic. And he goes, oh, okay. So, and just then we pull up to my house, and he's like, okay, well, have a good night then. I'm like, bye. Never did another youth dance. I didn't want to. I got called pathetic. Now, granted, I kind of was, but it's still not cool. All right. Now, I told you this was a double feature. That was the worst dance ever. Plans were ruined, got called pathetic. It was a little bit awkward because I had to stare up, but whatever. I mean, size difference happens. So, fast forward about a year or so, I realized I didn't know how to dance and I wanted to get better. In high school, talking to my girlfriend, she had said that she had signed up for a social dance class. And at first when she told me this, I was like, okay, that sounds like one of those courses that's an easy A, and why would I care? And she said, well, we need more guys in the class. The teacher really wants more guys. Now, it was in the first week of high school where after a few days and you got to know your classes, You could go to a giant meeting with all the teachers that needed to fill up spots. You could go around and take yourself out of some of the elective classes, and then you could add yourself to other ones. So I walked up, figured out what space I didn't need, and was like, okay, I don't need this class because this is stupid. And I walked with my girlfriend over the social dance class. The teacher took a look and said, oh, what do you need? And I said, just wanted to see if I could join social dance. And she goes, oh, grab the card and signed it. And I said, you don't need to check anything? She goes, nope, I need guys. I was like, okay. Now come to find out that the ratio of guys and girls in that class to begin with was so bad that most of the girls were dancing with each other because there were like 5 guys. So I recruited like 5 other of my friends to go with me, but this is the reason why this is hilarious, because I had already told some of my guy friends, yeah, I gave up this class for social dancing. And you can imagine in high school, the guys were like, why would you go to social dancing? That's stupid. Like, really? That's not a guy class. I said, okay, but there's a lot of girls in there. Most of them are pretty cute, and they need dancing partners. And they were like, oh, that's not a bad idea, I guess. So I was able to recruit some of them. And then at lunch, we were all sitting down, and I turned and said, yeah, social dance is actually a pretty good class. And the guys that sitting next to me started ribbing me, and really, why are you doing that? I don't see a point. Like, that's not a guy class to take. But just as I said, well, I like social dance, but I said it a little bit louder this time, every one of the girls at that table, most of them cute, immediately, you're taking social dance? That's awesome. That's amazing. Oh, that means we can dance sometime. Hey, you want to go dancing one day? Yeah, that got the guy's attention. As the girls were asking me all these questions and admitting that they thought social dance sounded really great and that they wanted to go out sometime, to try social dancing, the guys all went, hey, is there more room in that class? We think we might want to sign up. Which is how I brought like 5 or 6 guys to that class. And they were always grateful in the end, because when we got to class, like I said, cute girls to dance with, it works. So, remember, dancing is a good thing to know how to do. When you're young and don't know how, kind of sucks for dances. But that is the worst dance ever, and that's also my lovely social dance story. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to comment down below. Like and subscribe, share with other people. Or tell me your most awkward dance that you ever went to, or maybe you were great at dancing. Awesome for you, you can tell me about it. Have a great day, and thanks for joining Storytime.